This is a part 2 video where we'll do the rest of the stuff, adding the transaction and the trends in the category donuts. Let's go into the video. In our last video we have decided we are here and we are designing the transaction. Let's go ahead and update the cart to hold our the data. Let's go back to the card and let me apply a circle on this. Right, let me apply a class and I'm gonna say this is going to be a rounded circle, and let's save this. Let's see how it looks. There's no effect. Rounded circle. Let me apply some padding to it. That looks good. Let's see. Give a font size. We give a style of font size to IM. Just make it a little big, and let's apply some shadow which I'm interested in already, and let me make this as text light, and also give the background what the card is using. I'll just copy this background. I'm interested in this background for this particular thing. Maybe the background is not visible, that's why. Let me cut this and remove the rest of the stuff which we don't need. Looks good. Right, there we go. Let me save it. Yeah, the round is quite big. Let's fix that. Applying the class to the previous one. Let me apply to flex, and okay, there we go. We got this round thing working. All good. Let me go ahead and add the transaction right after this icon. Right, let me apply a div which is going to be having some padding at the beginning, and I'm gonna say head 6 credit card loan. Okay, this describes the transaction a little, so just putting it here. And if you look at this, like the text is not aligned properly, so let us give a class here, go as flags, and justify content between and align items. Align as center. It's not aligned still. Okay, fine, let's move ahead and let's see how it works. And this is one part, like we have done the first part, and the rest of the part is going to be the last one. I'm just going to hold okay. I think the class name is, let me update this class name. There we go, everything is in line now. We have created one more div to hold the transaction amount and date. So I'm just going to say just do content to the end and flex column, because I'm gonna display both the amount. Let's say the amount is 500. I'm going to display it here, and right after this I'm going to display the date. Right, we got things, it's working fine, but doesn't look much right. So let's pop this card a little more and let's design it further. I'm just going to apply a class on this, I'm going to apply a style class on this class. Style class is going to be I'm going to apply a shadow as usual, and let me apply a padding and a margin so that it will pop up, and I'll go make it a rounded 4, and I'm going to apply a border primary. There we go. This is what we need, right? This looks much better than the previous one, right? So just applied a thing. So one more thing is the transaction is still at that place. So let me apply some more. I'll just change this height to the complete width, viewport height. Let me go 100 view height so that it will expand. That's much better, right? Yep. And we'll just move the transaction a little more as like the add and remove. Padding start 4 and padding top 4, so it comes a little more. That's good. So I'm going to apply some kind of an animation whenever we hover this card, right? For this we are going to apply the card transaction. So let me apply a class over it. Let me go to and let me say class card transition. Let me copy this and go back to the CSS class where I can apply this, right? I'm thinking why we need a separate class. Let's apply this on the card itself, ng deep, right? Do ng deep, and let's put the p card and hover. Now we are hovering it, we are going to transform, scale it 1.05. So now let's save it and just go over it. See, now the transaction is much more smooth. Whenever you are hovering on a particular transaction, you're going to see the transaction popping up on the screen. This is much more kind of when a user views it, much more fresh and user friendly, right? And let's and we don't need this transaction, so let's apply the charts here. So for that we need to install the chart module. Let's go back to, so we are almost done with the base UI, and we just need the rest of the charts to be added. Let me add chart module. If you go here, so you need to install this. So let me bring the terminal where I can install this. All good. Let me save this. Let me cut and then run it again, so that we'll get to know whether that is installed properly or not. And let's use this. For that we need to import the module. Go to PrimeNg module and add it. HTML. So we're going to have first let's add a graph for the expense and income trend. So for that we are going to just collapse the other divs, the transaction div and the add and update div. I just collapsed it, and this column also I'm just collapsing, and I'll just add one more div which is going to just going to give us the income stats, income, and another is going to have the expense, right? So let me so both are going to be a card. Let me give it as a card, and as usual I'm going to make this as shadow light, right? Shadow large, and padding 4, margin bottom 2, right? Let me copy the same CSS to the other one as well. Save it. And now if you look at yeah, but it's still generating the module. Let's wait. And before that, let's go to the chart we have in PrimeNg. Here we have the chart module. We are going to make use of the bar chart. We'll use the vertical one, right? Let me go down. Let me copy this P chart and put it inside this, and I'm going to make use of the same here as well. So this is going to be income and expense, and this is going to be income option, and this is going to be expense option, right? Just save it and go to the component file, and you can just copy paste the basic data and basic option, whatever we have here. Just copy it and put it inside this, and just rename it as we'll just rename it as income. Alright, and just copy paste it again. And I don't want multiple data set inside this. In this I'll remove the first one. I'll say income, and in this I'll say expense, and I'll update this to expense, and I'll get rid of the second one here. And with this it should show this is the data what we need, and the options will give you the rest of the details how the chart should look. So for that I'm going to make use of this one. Where's this basic option? You can take it from here. Yeah, there we go. There's the basic option. I'm just going to make use of the same option for both, so I'm just going to copy this basic option and make use of this for both. Okay, save it and go back to our UI. I think it's still generating. Let's wait for some more time until it get completed. Oh, there was an error. I forgot to remove the // from here, so which resulted in executing it for a long time. I've just resolved it, and we got an error that's from basic option. Let me go back here. I think I've not saved this one. Let me save it. Let me see. Now it's working fine. Now we should see our application getting the values. Yep, now you can see I had a different color for both. It's showing in this color, and this is showing in a blue color, right? This looks much better, and I feel like if we have the same color background for this cards as well, that will be uniform across. So let me go ahead and add the same background here. You can copy it from this card. There we go. I think we can just copy it from here. Just copy it and have it here for this style. And I'm also planning to add a border radius of 20 pixels, and let's save it and see how it looks. There we go. It looks much better, and similar style I want to apply to the below one as well. Copy it and apply it to this one. That's much better. And I want to add some heading to it. Let me add H6, let me say income trend, and I'll say the other one as expense trend. That's good. Let me add a class here, text light, save it. There we go. That looks much better now. I'm going to add one more graph here which shows by category, right? So with respect to the category, how we are displaying. Let me give some 5 so that we can see the complete card here. Yeah, so you can see the complete card here. Let me add one more card. We are done with this cards. Let's go ahead and add one more card. I'll just copy this one. So let us copy this one and make use of the same at this place next to the stats one, next to the add or update card. Let me minimize this and then add it here. Let me save this so that you can see what is getting displayed here, right? So I'm gonna add a kind of a donut kind of a chart, right, that we can make use of from here. So the donut chart, so I'm gonna make use of this. Just copy this and I'll just update it here. Donut chart. I'll just make use of the income data for now. I think we have to make use of this kind of data so that it will populate fine, right? Let me take this data itself and update the component. So all these I'm doing for a static view, right, so that you can get an understanding of PrimeNg components. And we also need the chart options, that we'll just copy it from here itself. This is going to have a plugin. Let me copy this and put it here, and this is going to go inside the chart options. I'm just going to copy this. Chart options equals this. Let's move in, save it. Now you can see that's the donut which is getting displayed. I don't want the width to be this. Let's just take the complete width of the component. Yeah, there we go. So now we can see now the component, the chart is now coming up, right? So let me rename the header to expense by category. Right. I think we are good now with respect to the design of this thing. The design of PrimeNg expense tracker. The last one, I'm just going to update this expense yes to a dollar symbol, right, so that it will look much kind of animating one. I'll just going to use here class pi. I'm gonna make it a spin. I'm gonna make use of a dollar icon, and it's going to be of style of font size of 2 rem, and color I'm gonna use a yellow color. So let me put the Xcode F CE 623. It's going to be kind of a golden color. I'm gonna make use of this, and I'm gonna apply a text shadow of 2 pixels, and a red color. FF1234. Save it. let's look at it. There you go. That's all it. We have designed the complete UI for the expense tracker. Now if you guys are more interested, then we can work on this application to integrate with Firebase to add the expense and update it dynamically, populating all the other values and other stuff. Thank you for watching the video. To share the knowledge. If you guys are interested more, then please do comment. We'll continue this particular application further. Thank you.